is the last intro to the Disney Channel Games read-a-thon vlog, which is kind of sad that it's coming to the end because I've had so much fun and I've met so many amazing people. So I'm really sad it's ending. But we are starting a new challenge. So yes, it is Friday and I'm at home instead of at work because most districts in my area have decided to go remote until after Christmas or holiday break. And then they're going to reevaluate once we go back on January 4th. My county is pretty bad. We're, I think, the second worst in New York State. Like, we're worse than New York City. So, not good. So, I'm working from home today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'm on break. So, no more fun school clips, which I apologize. But this is my temporary school for the next couple days. So, back to what we're talking about. This challenge is the extreme egg toss or something, egg toss something. Pretty much you just had to read a buddy read book. So for the red team, we are reading, which I don't know where I put my book. I have school stuff all over the place. The Tourist Attraction by Sarah Morgenthaler. And this is a story that takes place in Alaska, which is like perfect for like these cozy feels. And with all the snow that I have outside my house right now. So it's our main character is Graham. He owns the diner in Alaska and it's called the Tourist Trap. It's kind of like a joke when he opened it, but now it's like super, super popular. And he has met this girl named Zoe who is visiting Alaska for 2 weeks. And it sounds like it will be a romance. So I'm excited. I like, winter romances. However, this is the book that I've been most nervous about since they announced this book because I had started reading the second one. I didn't realize it was a series. You don't necessarily have to read them all in order. They're like this story follows two of the characters. The second story mentions these characters, but it follows the main storyline as another two characters. You didn't need to read this book to understand the second one. I stopped at 100 pages and picked up a different book because I couldn't get into it. So I'm really nervous. It is one of the longer books, which is nice that I have the weekend to read it. However, I really have to wrap presents because Santa gifts have not even been touched yet to be wrapped. So big problem. So I am nervous. Maybe I'll try and find an audio that I can listen to while I wrap presents. I'm not really an audio person, so I try to stay away from those, but I guess we'll see. I think what part of the thing I did not like in the first, the book that I was reading before by her in the series is that the chapters are long and I'm not a long chapter person. I like nice, short, sweet chapters. Also, sorry guys, it got crooked there, so I apologize. I'm trying to improvise on what I'm going to record on because I don't have my little thing at my desk to prop it up on. It are long chapters, which I'm not a fan of. Second of all is so it switches between point of views, which I have no problem with. I don't mind point of views that switch. It does not bother me. But they're in the middle of one chapter. So one chapter will have Graham's perspective and the second chapter will have, or the second part of the chapter will have Zoe's. So for me, I would have rather just had those be two different chapters. So to me, it would just go by faster instead of a line break. And then we're getting it from Zoe's perspective. So that's my only thing. And I did not like that at all in this book. And I have read the first chapter of this and it's the same. So we'll see. But I'm going to try and stay positive. So plans for today, obviously I'm working. I'm going to try and do a video on my lunch and I'm going to shower because I have not showered yet. So please don't judge. And then, I don't really know what we're going to do. It's cold out and we obviously can't go anywhere. So I'll get some reading done, but I will update you when I've actually read more than just a chapter. It is Saturday and I just did a curbside pickup at Target and got some Starbucks, so I figured I would do a check-in because I didn't check in last night. We ended up making ornaments with Grayson and this morning we made a gingerbread house. We're just doing some fun festive things since we can't really do all the fun things that we normally do. But I did read some of the Tourist Attraction. I was like 120 pages maybe coming into this morning. So my fears of not caring for this book have been reinforced because I just don't find a connection to any of the characters. So pretty much, Zoe has come to this Alaskan town, and her friend Lana, who's really, really wealthy, that second book is actually about Lana. And she has gone now to, Alana goes there all the time. So finally, Zoe had enough money or saved money to go on this trip that she's always wanted to. And it's not necessarily turning out the way that she wants to, but she is, flirting and kind of falling for Graham, who is a local there. And usually locals and tourists like don't mingle with each other. So it's kind of been a tension within the community of where Graham lives and where she's visiting. But I really just don't feel a connection with any of the characters. I think part of that is that I've come to the sense that I don't really like reading about books that have like really wealthy characters, like where it's like really like hyper focused on that. Like Zoe doesn't have money, but they're always like referencing how much money Lana has and how Zoe wouldn't be able to afford that type of lifestyle. I don't care if books like that. I have the Crazy Rich Asian, the entire series, and I've started it, stopped. I just can't get into it. So I know the red team is kind of feeling the same from our group chats. So I know Kirsten is reading it as an audio right now, or listening to it as an audiobook. I'm not an audiobook listener, but I really want to get through this book because I don't know if I'm reading a paper copy of it, if I would be able to get through it. Like this morning, I definitely had some opportunities to read, and I didn't pick it up. I just have no motivation to it because I feel no connection to it. So I am listening to audio, but because it is a pretty simplistic worded, like it's not complicated, I'm listening to 2 times speed and have no problem on it. Originally, this audiobook is like 11 something hours, which is awful. If I was not listening to 2 times speed, like one chapter is like 50 minutes long. Like it is, yeah. So I am listening to 2 times speed, which I'm totally fine listening to because it's not a complicated book. It's a pretty simple storyline, so I don't really need to be focused. So I did listen to some of that while I was driving around. I got through like a chapter and a half, which is pretty good. But I have a feeling I'm probably going to listen to audio to finish this book, which is so not like me. But I want to make sure I get this done in those 3 days. And just kind of chalk it up as that. And again, I'm kind of using my feelings about this book to determine if I'm going to continue reading on the second book of the series, which is of right now I'm thinking no. So plans for today, I have so much wrapping to do. I think Grayson's going to play in the snow with my husband, but I'm not a snow person. Like, I don't like playing in the snow, like going out there. So I will have some time to listen to my audiobook then. I gotta wrap presents and just a lot to do. Like, it's just a busy weekend before Christmas, especially because for work, usually we have like the day off maybe before Christmas Eve, but we work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I don't have a lot of time off the way Christmas is landing. So I need to really get my wrapping, all that done this weekend, which we'll see. So I'm gonna go inside, listen to more audio, and then I'll check in. So this is a really weird angle, but I'm in my basement and I have to wrap presents because Santa is coming next week and I am super behind on wrapping Santa presents. So what's going on? So this vlog is going to be real weird because I'm making a quick turn with what I'm reading. So my girl Kirsten from Kirsten's Corner, she was like, I can't do this book. And she was like, I'm doing an audio. So I was like, okay, like I said earlier, I'm going to try it on audio. Read 2 chapters on the audio or listened to them. And I just am like not interested. But I'm like, you know what? I just finished chapter 9. I'll suck it up and just listen to it. Like I just got past the longest one, which was like 50 minutes. Again, 2 times speed, but still it was long because it was not interesting. So she put in our red team chat, like, I'm hating this book. I don't want to read it anymore. Like, who wants to switch with me? And I was like, and through another book. And I was like, I'm going to be crazy right here and I'm going to do the same thing. So I've officially DNF'd The Tourist Attraction by Sarah Morgenthaler. I will not be finishing this book. I will not go back to the second one. I just am not connected to the characters. The plot is boring to me. And I just don't care for the characters that have all this money, the rich, entitled. And I don't like how they act. And I'm just not interested in it. So I'm just done. I'm not going to force myself reading it because I don't want to. So I talked to Kirsten and we're like, what do we want to read? And she was like, I'm kind of in a mood for a thriller. And she's newer to thriller. So she was kind of asking me. And I'm like, you know what? I have so many things that I want to read. Then one came to mind that I just read or heard on someone's vlog or video. Can't remember who it was. I'm so sorry. And it was like wintry recommendations, and it was a thriller one, and it was The 8 Perfect Murders. So I've heard people either love this book or hate this book, which I think a lot of times is for thrillers. But we did pick up 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. I don't have the cover on it right now because I'm reading it. This is about a guy that works at a bookstore, and part of his job at one point he wrote a blog entry, and he wrote about the most perfect murders that have happened in books, like the top 8. So pretty much there is a person who is committing those murders based off what he wrote, and he is doing it, and he has now communicated with our main character kind of what that he is like using his book list or his blog list to do these murders. So really crazy concept. I could definitely see why people don't like this book, because it's not like a full thriller every single chapter. Like there was one whole chapter dedicated to what happened to his wife. So if you're looking for a book that's really quick paced, twists and turns, lots of action, the first 9 chapters up to page 80, it's not that. So I could see why people don't care for it, but for me, I'm loving it. For one thing, it takes place in Boston, Massachusetts, where I have family that lives there, but I don't live that far. I live like 4 hours away, so it's very similar, like climate, that type of thing, and it's placed in a snowstorm in February, so I'm liking that. My dream has always been to open my own bookstore ever since I've been in like high school, and he works at a bookstore and loves books like I do, and I love how there's just so much reference to all these different types of mystery type books, and it's like I'm actually adding some of these books to my actual like books that I want to read. So I am enjoying this. However, like I have to get this done by tomorrow by midnight, and like I said, I can't just read all night. I have to get some presents wrapped. So I'm currently on page 80. I'm on chapter 10. So not bad, because I literally got it tonight at like 4 o'clock. So it is a quick paced read. It only is 260 pages, so not terrible, but I'm happier. Like I'm already happier that I am not reading this anymore. I don't feel like I want to read this. Like I'm bummed right now that I can't pick this up and read it. Where with this, I didn't want to touch this book. I didn't read it last night. Yeah, no desire to read it. So I'm excited for the switch and for my girl Kirsten being as crazy as I am. So I'm gonna wrap presents. I will probably read a little bit more tonight, but I probably won't have time to check in because I'm just gonna be busy. I'll be reading kind of when I need a break from wrapping. But that's about it. So vlog's taking a real weird change from one book to the next, 2 different extremes, but that's just how I roll. So I'll check in later. Okay, so I'm taking a break after I wrap a couple presents, and then I read a chapter. So I had to hop on because something just was revealed, and I'm like totally distracted. Was not expecting that to be dropped. I literally, as soon as I read the chapter, I text Kirsten, was like, girl, what chapter are you on? Because was not expecting that one. Look, maybe just look how nice I look in these vlogs. Was not expecting it. Like totally like caught me off guard. So now I'm thinking like, our narrator, is he an unreliable narrator? Which I'm always down for, an unreliable narrator. So now I'm like, my mind's spinning. I just want to read. Hi, so this is a weird place to vlog, but I just did another video and I didn't want to move because getting up and down is just not as easy when you're pregnant. But I didn't vlog yesterday at all. I don't really know why. We were just doing holiday stuff. But I did finish my final book for the Disney Channel Games read-a-thon, and that again was 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. I gave this a 5 stars, which I know is like maybe controversial, but I really, really enjoyed it. And I think either people love this book or hate this book. But I really enjoyed it. So I think why I like this book so much is that it's like he's writing this to you. Like right off the back, he says, disclaimer, while what you are about to read is largely true, I've recreated some events and conversations from memories. A few names and identifying characteristics have been changed to protect the innocent. I just loved like that right off the bat. Like it just sets the mood, I think, to really kind of eerie kind of mood. So I loved that aspect of it. I liked the slow burn of not knowing kind of what was going on. I know some people don't care for that. I was all about it. So that was definitely a bonus for me. I love reading a story that takes place about books. The only thing is it does go into the plot of a lot of very well-known, famous, older thriller mystery novels, and it does spoil a lot of the major like the big reveals. So if you don't want to know about what those books are about, I would suggest reading those books first and then reading this book, because you do kind of do figure out what those books were about. I mean, obviously you could still read them afterwards, but it definitely is some spoilers in this book for other books. Yeah, it just took me by surprise. I read it so fast. I read it in less than 24 hours. So for me, a book that captures my interest that much where I don't want to put it down, to me is a 5-star read. So I liked it. I could see why, though, people don't care for this book, but I thought it was good for me, and I'm pretty sure Kirsten liked it as well. So yeah, ended up with a 5-star read, which is really nice. So I'm really sad the readathon's over with. I'm not going to go into everything that I kind of a recap. I'll either be doing an Instagram live for that, or I'll be doing just another video and posting it on my channel. I haven't really decided yet. It kind of comes down to if I want to edit another video, because we've been editing a lot with all these vlogs. So, but I will be happy to take a break for doing vlogs for some time, and I'm sure you guys will be too. So yeah, this is a wrap up of the Disney Channel Games readathon. I loved it, and I really hope that they do this again. So again, always go Red Team, and thanks for all of you that have been there to support me with this readathon. So if you liked this video and you would like to never miss a video, make sure you press that subscribe button and press that notification button. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to be a friend on any of my other social media platforms, all of that information is listed below. And yeah, happy holidays and stay kind, loves. Bye!